Since I began making videos on YouTube, I have used and reviewed nearly every single mainstream sim racing shifter in the market. Considering the feel, immersion, build quality, and most importantly price though, I can say with confidence that this right here for what you're paying is the best entry to mid-range sim racing shifter in the market today. This is the Moza HGP shifter, and in today's review I'll be telling you exactly why. Looking for great deals on sim racing hardware? Make sure to check out simspots.com, where all of the best deals on sim racing, PC, and gaming peripherals are posted daily. Literally, the site is completely free to use, free of ads, and just lets you know of discounted sim racing hardware for you to save some cash. Get into sim racing or upgrade your gear today at simspots.com. Moza offered to send me the HGP shifter for review, and considering it's been several months since it released and I hadn't heard too much about it, I wasn't too excited or expecting much a few weeks ago when I first received it. However, moments after opening it, placing it on my rig and going out on track, my expectations were far surpassed. Starting with the build quality, it's constructed entirely of CNC machined anodized aluminum, which not only looks great, but feels like a tank. On hand, it feels like a premium bit of gear, and out on track slamming through the gears, I had absolutely no worries of anything breaking. This is something which I cannot say about most entry to mid-range sim racing shifters I've previously owned. From a design perspective, it's sleek and modern, albeit a little bit bland, and features the Moza Racing logo in the very middle. To attach it onto your rig, this shifter can be hard mounted using the several bolting patterns found on the bottom, or with the extrusions on the front and back. Moza Racing also offers a table clamp for those of you who want to use it on a desk, although considering the weight and force required to use it, I would struggle to recommend you do that. The HGP shifter features a 7-speed gated transmission where you must push down and over in order to access reverse and 7th gear. Moreover, inside, a faux leather boot prevents dust and other debris from entering the mechanical components. This not only helps with the longevity, but it also adds a premium look to the product. On the back of the shifter, you'll find two ports. One will allow you to connect the shifter directly onto your PC via USB, and the other will allow you to connect it directly to a Moza wheelbase. It's important to note that I do not know whether plugging this shifter into an Xbox-compatible Moza R3 wheelbase will allow you to use it on that platform. I will try to address this with my future review on the R3, so stay on the lookout for that. As for the shifter knob, it too is made entirely of metal and feels solid and comfortable on the hand. Unscrewing the knob will allow you to use third-party alternatives, although considering how good this one feels, I doubt that will be a popular option. Unlike other similarly priced shifters in the market, this one does not have the option to also be used as a sequential shifter, which is probably the biggest downfall of it compared to the more expensive FANATEC shifter, and even slightly cheaper alternatives like the SHH and TH8A, whose separate reviews I have linked in the video description. However, to make up for that, and what really distinguishes the Moza shifter from others in this price range has gotta be its in-game performance. Simply put, this shifter feels very good, very realistic, and extremely immersive out on track. It requires a noticeable amount of force to shift through the gears, and in doing so, you'll feel a very tactile and mechanical feel to it, very similar to what you'd expect in a real car, and on par with a $260 FANATEC shifter. The shifting action also felt very smooth and consistent throughout all the gears, and the distance between them was just right. Mixed with a sturdy and mechanical feeling, I also always knew when I had shifted into gear, and flowing through all of them was easy, with mid-shifts being a rare occurrence. Something which I don't like is how it's required to push down and over in order to access the 7th gear. This not only makes it take longer and adds an extra step to shift from 6th to 7th, but it also seems like a completely useless feature, as I don't think anybody would ever accidentally do that. Another big downfall of this shifter is how it does not allow for any adjustability on the resistance. What this means is that what you feel is what you get. You can't increase or decrease the tension felt between gears like you can in many other shifters in this price range. Despite that, however, I truly think that the stock feeling of the shifter is better than others at or below its price range, and on par with the FANATEC shifter at a significantly lower price point. It's for that reason that despite the Moza HGP shifter being a one-trick pony which offers no adjustability or sequential mode, I would still recommend it above all the aforementioned. Simply put, if you're looking for a sturdy, well-built, and realistic H-pattern shifter at an affordable price point, I genuinely think this is as good as it gets. So as always, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you find the lack of features and adjustability of the shifter to be a deal breaker, or would you go for it only based on its performance as an H pattern? Remember that you can find reviews on all of the shifters mentioned in this video down in the video description, along with affiliate links to purchase that help me create these videos at no extra cost to you. And with all that being said, as always, thank you all for watching, stay safe, and have a fantastic rest of your day.